Good morning, everyone. I'm Christy Pornay. I am the Director of Membership from the Mizzou Alumni Association at the University of Missouri. So excited to have you all here today for, what are we calling this? Membership Perspectives, Opportunities, and Challenges. So today we have University of South Florida, West Virginia University, and Texas Tech here to present today. I want to ask you all, they'll all three present. So if you can hold your questions until the end, we'll get all three of them back up here. And please use the microphone since we are recording this to ask your questions. So I'll run around and hand that over to you all. I'm going to go ahead and kick us off since we're kind of running behind here. First up, we have Ava Davis from the University of South Florida. Ava is the Assistant Director of Alumni Engagement, Membership and Marketing at the University of South Florida Alumni Association, where she leads membership strategy, marketing, and engagement for the association's life membership program. Following the retirement of her director in January of 2026, Ava has managed a one-person membership and marketing operation, serving as a primary point of contact for alumni assistants while overseeing campaigns, member engagement, and operational initiatives. She also serves as the lead contact for USF's Specialty License Plate Program and recently spearheaded an unconventional dues restructuring initiative to help grow life membership participation. Outside of work, Ava is an avid cinephile, trivia enthusiast, even competing on Pop Culture Jeopardy, and an unashamed professional wrestling fan. So welcome, Ava. Yeah. Do you want to come up here? Or? Yeah. Okay. I'll hand off the microphone.
Hello, everyone. I'm really excited to be here right now because this is my favorite panel every single year when I attend camp. It's always very insightful and everything. So yeah, Ava Davis, Assistant Director of Alumni Engagement, University of South Florida. A little bit about my school. We're relatively young. First class was enrolled in 1960. We have 3 campuses. I work in Tampa. We were most recently ranked number 43 in the top public schools by U.S. News and World Report, and we have about 50,000 students right now enrolled. Our team is about 18 to 20 members, our staff members, and then we serve more than 407,000 living alumni, and we do pretty much all of the things that an alumni association does: legacy programs, events, life membership, license plate, giving opportunities, etc. So a little bit about my journey at USF. I went to school there, which we call a working bull. I got my degree in history, so completely unrelated to what I do now. I'm a liberal arts girl. When I started, I knew that I just wanted to work at a university. I'd been working as a manager at Starbucks for 6 years, and my job basically started off as like a assistant to my director, answering a lot of emails, doing like data work, things of that nature. And then she told me that she was going to retire early last year. And she basically took me under her wing and taught me everything that I should really know. And she stepped back while she was still there, which was very helpful. So I've been able to basically, after her retirement, got a small pay raise. And now I basically handle everything in our life membership program. And it's just me. I don't know if they're ever going to hire anyone else, but right now it's just me. You know how it is. So I handle all the stuff that I was doing, and now I'm a budget owner, inventory handler. I still work my events, and then I do a ton of data analysis, running reports for other people. And I also spearhead our marketing campaigns, think of ideas, etc. So we have a life membership model that's dues based. We discontinued annual membership before I started working there in 2020. So our life membership dues can be paid as a one-time payment or an installment payment plan. We have about 11,000 life member numbers assigned. So that's people who have paid in full. And then we also have people on those payment plans that keep on paying. And we have benefits, of course, but we do not market those benefits as the primary purpose for life membership. We think of it as the philanthropic benefit that your membership provides. So in early 2025, our CEO of, I said COE because that's Circle of Excellence, which is our giving program. Our CEO of Advancement decided that he wanted us to kind of restructure our membership program. And it was kind of a lull for a while there, like how we're going to do that. And eventually, like after we had put a lot of thought into different models that we thought would have made more sense, like changing the price based on the engagement of the specific person that we're marketing towards, he ended up deciding that we should just cut prices throughout the board, like throughout, you know. So for a while there, we had to kind of pause like active marketing, which was very difficult. We basically didn't put the full price of our membership online because we didn't want people paying in full. And then we had like a situation where we would have to refund them after we had launched our new pricing. So we just had people on payment plans for $50 a month. So that way we would be able to stop them once they got to that new goal, once we decided what that cost would be. So it was very like, at least last year, when I talked to people at camp, everyone was shocked to hear that there was the idea of a dues restructuring where we're actually lowering dues, because everyone is either like getting rid of their life membership program entirely or raising their dues. At least that was the climate last year. So it was definitely challenging. We really tried to make a good campaign about it because I was very concerned about how our existing members would react and how they would feel, because they would have paid that $800, and it's not like we were going to refund everyone across the board without anyone asking for it, because that would kind of get a little bit sticky. So we evaluated the idea of like having a like life plus recognition, like similar to like University of Oklahoma or OSU question mark. Yeah. Okay. So something where there was like a higher tier of membership for those people that had already paid the $800 now that we were going to 500. But we eventually decided to just run with it, see how it would work. And it was this huge thing where our IT department was not very helpful at all. They were acting like it was the most difficult thing in the world. We ended up deciding that all we had to do was go in our CRM and then put the new price for the membership model that we already had. So it was this huge fuss over nothing. And I had a good idea to align the campaign with the USF 70th anniversary, which is going on this year. So that way it kind of like lessened the blow when we made all of our marketing, because it's not like we lied and said that this is for this year only, but it was like, it's our 70th, here's some new dues. So I thought that was kind of a good idea. And then that's our new chart there with all the prices. Basically, a single life membership, that was the big one, 800 down to 500. Joint life membership, 1100 down to 800. And then 350 is the price for everything else. Sorry, a lot of talking. So there were really no, yeah, okay. There were really no, good. Hello, okay. Yeah, there were really no established goals for this, which was kind of interesting to me. So it was kind of just like, all right, I guess it worked. You can see here, we got 288 new members in the first 3 months for our single and joint memberships. And then as far as our new graduate program, which we market towards the month of the graduation, we got 156 new members, which usually it'd be about like 30 to 40. So the new price really was good for the new graduates, and it was also good for the single and joint. There was no negative feedback, which was very happy to hear, because I was extremely worried about that. I was extremely worried that people were going to be very upset, but they were not. We have an ongoing process where we would have to stop people from paying if they had made the 500, because there was really no way with IT to stop that on like a large scale. So I have to run a report every single week for that, but it's not hard, it's fine. And then I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to perform during homecoming. And then the last word up there is IT. Just lack of buy-in and communication with IT is always a struggle for us. I am constantly met with like, that's impossible, or we don't have time to do that for something that I can see in my mind. Like, how is this impossible? Like, if I had access to what you have access to, I think I could do this myself. So that is always very difficult. Like, and I always hear from like you guys too, that it's not just me that has this struggle, but because of this, it's good that I feel like I have taken more initiative to try to figure out how to do things on my own, but still it is very frustrating. And then, yeah, a lot of words here, but basically this is struggles with social media and like the products that like my communications and marketing team which isn't affiliated with the Alumni Association, brings out for me. So basically, I always feel like an afterthought and like that my life membership program does not matter, even though we bring in revenue. They very much so are very athletics focused on our own alumni association page, which is very frustrating. Like, I love athletics too, but we are the University of South Florida Alumni Association. But yeah, like just tons of typos that like I always have to catch. You can see special spelled wrong, one of kind merch, and things like that. And I printed out 10,000 of those member guides where they wrote member hip. So like I don't think that I should have to find all those things. And it's never very apologetic whenever I'm like, hey. And then I just have like no agency towards my social media. Like I would love to do giveaways to kind of create more engagement or like other programs like that. But I've been told that that's tacky. No one will do it, even though I see all of you guys doing it and it works out great for you guys. So just wish I had more agency. And then similar to that with the same team, the license plate campaign, we've been trying to revamp it and they just like refuse to work on it. It's so strange. I think because it doesn't really have a like a due date or anything. There's no event date, so like it's just an ongoing thing. So they think that they could just keep on pushing it back. And then basically like one day I was working an event and I saw this on the screen there and I'm like, oh, that is just horrible. Like it's like all these like scantily clad women, like the plate off to the side. I'm like, this is not a good look. I was so mad when I saw that. So it's just like, so I basically like, you don't really see anything until like higher up gets involved, which is really unfortunate. Like once our CEO said like, hey, this license plate program is a priority of mine, that's the only way that this got traction and like actual content has been getting put out. And then another frustrating thing that I've had to deal with is that USF for the majority of its time had a policy where you get lifelong access to your usf.edu email address. And then randomly in 2023, they decided to change that, where alumni would lose access 1 year after graduation, which they sent out communication ample time in advance, but people did not see that communication. You know how it is. And to this day, like I still have people asking, like, I need to get into my USF email. And for a while, there was an option where you could work with IT to get in for 48 hours, but that is not a thing anymore. It's been years now, but I still get people asking about it. And so now all those people that like we would have marketed to that have a usf.edu email address on file, they are just lost unless they ever like, reach out to us. But that was very frustrating. And they also IT for a while was directing people talking about this to us, which was just like we could help them. And I'm like, that was crazy. And there's just a ton of miscommunication, and it's very frustrating to deal with. It's obviously not as prevalent now, but still every once in a while, like I'd say about once a month, I get someone asking about this. And then now good stuff, the spirit box. We offer a spirit box pretty much every year to our life members, and that is, I think, my favorite benefit that we offer, as well as our members' favorite benefit. So every year for $50 usually, you can purchase a spirit box, which has a bunch of really cool stuff on it that you can only get if you're a life member, and they perform really well. I have done these past 2 years spirit boxes myself, and I have one more, well, not one more, but I have 2026 is coming out as soon as my communications and marketing team will get me out my materials, but hopefully next week. So they perform well, and then after whatever stock I have left over, I use for a new join promotion. So basically, like, hey, if it's homecoming time, join as a life member and get a free spirit box, which does a killing, like especially like when we have like our homecoming tailgate and stuff. So with the new price for life membership, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this will perform too. Now that we have a ton of new members, and then if we have any left over, I would think that we would hopefully sell out for the first time. So yeah, that's it. But no matter what, highs and lows, I love my job. And we always say that USF stands for You Stay Forever. Yay!
All right. Thank you, Ava. That was great. Okay, so our second presenter is Maddie Ford with West Virginia University. Whoa, sorry. What do I do? Maddie is the membership coordinator at the West Virginia University Alumni Association. After graduating from WVU in December of 2025 with a Bachelor of Science degree in Advertising and Public Relations and serving as a marketing intern for 2 years, Maddie was able to hit the ground running in January of 2026, working full-time. With her established background of knowledge of the organization gained throughout her internship, she has been able to rebuild the foundation necessary for their membership program to grow. So welcome, Maddie.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so as she said, I am a recent grad of WVU as of December of 2025. I graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Advertising and Public Relations. And I started out as an intern at the WVU Alumni Association when I was a freshman, and then I came back my junior year, and then perfect opportunity opened up right around graduation, and I was able to get a job as membership coordinator. So that is where I've started. And then once I joined the membership program, we began completely reconstructing our membership program. My boss likes to say that we have one of the oldest membership programs that is still in the processing phase of growing. Um, we are we have recently gained a new president, and one of his biggest focuses is alumni association membership and specifically young alumni. So he really wants to retain those young alumni, and that's what I have come to do. So as I have interned throughout my years as a student, alumni association or alumni membership is still very new to me. So I wanted to get to know all the basics and all the nitty gritty. So I sent out a benchmarking membership survey, which I have linked the results to here. I sent that out to many of you guys, and it was very, very useful. I sent it out to the CAMP listserv along with just some other schools in our area, some of our Big 12 rivals, and kind of things like that. We gathered a total of 33 responses, which was great, a lot of good information. Um, and oh, hello, hello. Okay, better. Okay, all good. All right. So throughout our survey, we focused on four main topics. That was membership pricing and tiers, benefits and value messaging, young alumni and student engagement, and fulfillment and appreciation strategies. Our goal for this survey was just to identify what was working well for other alumni associations and kind of understand those trends that everybody is using and see what kind of opportunities there were for us and how we can implement those at our alumni association. When we looked at all these responses, one theme stood out very clearly to us, and that was but members want benefits that they can see and use. Branded apparel and merchandise ranking one of the most valued member benefits, accounting for over 20 of the responses. Networking and career opportunities were another major priority, representing nearly 15 of those responses. While a large category is represented as other, many people listed a longer list of things in this list. So it all kind of was very similar to each other. But all of these responses tell us that members are looking for value and tangible things that they can use and not only connect to their institution, but the people that are a part of it. So this led us to take an opportunity to launch a membership fulfillment store. We launched this in June of 2026. We allowed anytime a member becomes a member of the Alumni Association, they are directed to a storefront that we worked with Artina to build. And they get a choice to either select a sticker sheet, a tote bag, or a mug. And they pick one of those and just kind of like a thank you for joining. Here's a little gift to welcome you into the Alumni Association. And we're going to be kind of renewing these every year, refreshing them, so that way our annual members aren't seeing the same gifts every year. And we launched this with our Membership Appreciation Week, which was another thing that we learned about and asked about in our survey. There was many people that had talked about either hosting some sort of Membership Appreciation Week or month or day. So we wanted to implement that as well. So we decided to host giveaways on social media where we did Qualtrics surveys every day. People just had to kind of fill in their first and last name. Some days we ask specific questions like what are their favorite benefits, just like a good way to gain some insight on our members. And each day I would just take all of those responses and put them into like a spinning wheel and pick a random person, and we would contact them and get them their things. So we had over 600 entries in all of our days of our giveaways. And our most popular one was just like a swag bag, which was literally just like a backpack we had and just a bunch of random swag that we had in the office. And that got like so many entries. So but people loved it. We did a drive-through decal at the Alumni Association, trying to get people to come in. We did an online coupon along with our store in the Alumni Association. We gave away some tickets to our benefit, a membership upgrade. So if they're an annual member, we would upgrade them to a life member, and some hail passes, which is our tailgate every home game. We gave away passes for that. That was a big hit as well. But yes, that is all. And you should connect with me on LinkedIn so we can talk further. And that's my email if anybody has any questions.
All right. Our third presenter is Brett Weingartner with Texas Tech. Brett is a strategic marketing and communications leader with extensive experience in higher education branding, storytelling, and alumni engagement and digital strategy. He's passionate about building meaningful connections through authentic content, creative initiatives, and strong community engagement. He's currently serving as Senior Director of Membership and Marketing for the Texas Tech Alumni Association after previously leading marketing and communications efforts for the Texas Tech University College of Arts and Sciences. Brett is experienced in team leadership, brand management, event promotion, content strategy, media relations, and audience engagement across digital and traditional platforms. He's a lifelong believer in the power of community and connection. Brett is fueled primarily by Red Raider pride, smoked meats, bourbon, and controlled chaos. Welcome, Brett.
Thank you. All right. Now I got to remember what it's on my slides. Lifetime value without lifetime memberships. We are very different at the Texas Tech Alumni Association. We have no life memberships at all. So we are a very different model than most. We've never had one ever. We've never had a lifetime option. Nobody. Usually, people that are that come from A&M or UT, they're if they have grads that have gone to those, they're like, I want to buy a lifetime membership for my kids, and we're like, we don't have it, sorry. But we're a 365 membership model. That means we have people expiring every single day. So every day is acquisitions, renewals. It's trying to keep up with that on a daily basis. So we're hopefully going to switch that soon to more of an annual giving model, to where it's your cumulative gifts for the entire year, and just adding that up and kind of making it like a tiered system, almost like a Marriott Bonvoy type thing, or where you get certain benefits and all that sort of thing. But we have 8 different membership levels. With our base is $100. That was kind of we did the opposite of Ava, where we increased our dues. We went from $50 being the base level to $100. So, and that's annually, and then it goes up from there. So the question with that, so in 2019, when we raised those prices, we thought there was going to be a big backlash. We luckily didn't have much of that. And so then the question really became, how do we elevate giving without moving to a lifetime membership? And so we came up with the 1923 Society, where the base level of that is $1,000 annually. and goes up to $5,000. So we launched that in 2021. And that was with my first stint at the Alumni Association. And honestly, I was not in favor of it. I really thought that we were going to get a lot of pushback, especially coming off of COVID. People were having tough times, people were laid off. And it was an interesting time to launch something like this, and especially with that price, the base level being $1,000. But we launched it with some really cool exclusive perks. We had apparel selection from a specific store that they could pick either a pullover, jacket, or polo. And then we had invitation to exclusive events. We had events in Dallas, San Antonio, kind of all across Texas, some in Lubbock. And then one of our biggest hits is the 1923 Society football breakfasts. So before every home game, we have in our alumni center, we have a breakfast, and all 1923 Society members are able to come to those. And that's in addition to we have our alumni pavilion on game days as well, where we have a big tailgate. So they're invited to both of those two things. But the breakfasts are exclusively for our 1923 Society members, and we have guest speakers for all of those. We host kind of like a Q&A session. Usually it's a coach from baseball, basketball, softball now too, and then or the chancellor, the president. We have really great guest speakers, and it's a really intimate kind of environment to where the attendees can ask questions themselves, get to know people that are usually not really attainable for the most part. So we have really good turnout with that. And I mean, it's honestly like a pretty low cost to do as well, because it's just breakfast. So we just have a breakfast buffet. It's in our alumni center, so we get that for free. So it's a really good turnout we have for those. I think we've had up to 200 or more people at those, and it's usually over 100 for every single one. Then a car decal, a pen. Texas Tech does a holiday ornament. I'm sure a lot of y'all do that, but we have a specific ornament, a new ornament every single year, so we send those as well. And then recognition in all Texas Texan magazine issues, and we produce that quarterly. So I'll look at the numbers. So in FY21, you can see our giving in that $1,000 range was about $500,000, and then up to 330. And then as you can see, we started trending upward with that FY22 into 23, 24, 25, and then so far this year as well. So we saw huge increases in that upper level giving, and it really generated a nice new revenue stream for us in a pretty significant amount. So our 1923 Society members, I mean, we launched it and boom, had about 500 immediately, and got that up to 800. So I was quite shocked that it went that crazy with it. But I mean, Red Raiders are passionate, and so you give people the opportunity to give it that amount, and they just do. So it's been a really great new revenue stream for us. So this is kind of the membership cycle that we hope that everybody follows throughout their giving. So we have Legacy Club, which gets students or young kids from birth through 17. They have for $25. Their sponsor can sign them up, and they have to be an alumni association member. And then we send them an annual gift and birthday card every year for $25 a kid. So we really want to get kids involved early on. And we love it when like an aunt or an uncle signs up a kid whose parents are Aggies or Longhorns. And we kind of try to get them indoctrinated early. And then we have a student membership. Then we do have a young alumni still, so we kept that at $50 for the first 5 years out of graduation. And then Century Level is our $100 gift. And then hopefully we want people to get settled in and then join the 1923 Society. And then hopefully after that, we can turn them over for a major gift. So that's kind of the membership cycle we work off. So coming up next, the shift from the 365 model to a true annual giving kind of setup, and hopefully we're trying to. So we just got taken over, I guess is a nice way to say it, by the university. We call it either the two phrases we use most is hostile takeover or arranged marriage, like that one too. Um, not that we're not happy in our arranged marriage, but it definitely was some a takeover. But we're hoping to work with the annual giving side of things as well, and see how we can really truly work with them to increase membership. A new membership platform and website. We're switching over to Give Campus to take all of our memberships. Over the course of the last year too, we've done almost no solicitations either. So I literally just sent out, I just approved my first postcard in the last 8 months to send out. So that's going in the mail. So trying to pick that up. But the other crazy thing too is you do all these exclusive perks and benefits. And over the course of the last year, we've done almost nothing. And we've heard from only a handful of people. So that's really nice to see is, people are truly giving because they want to. And then hopefully we're going to do more 1923 Society regional events and really elevate that 1923 Society member box. And one of the cool things is, so this is 27 is our 100-year anniversary of the Alumni Association. So we're partnering with Balfour and we're making a tableside coffee book that is kind of through the lens of student publication. So through our Daily Toreador, which is our student newspaper, and La Ventana, which is our yearbook, we're taking kind of stories and clips from throughout the last 100 years and kind of telling the story of Texas Tech through that scope. So we think that's a huge acquisition piece for us to gain people who are kind of on the fence about joining 1923 Society. So very excited about that. And then this is Will Rogers and Soap Suds, and the coolest thing about that is that the rear end faces College Station. So fun fact for you today. But that's it for me. And then questions, do we want to?
All right, thank you all. Does anybody have any questions?
My question is quick. Just for the life member boxes that you do, who are your vendors?
Primarily, I work with this person named Kevin Cook. He is very local to me. He is in Tampa. I get most of my products from him. The company's name is Applied Image. He has amazing prices, amazing turnaround time. Very, like if something goes wrong, he bears the cost for the most part because of the great relationship that we've built through the years. He works across the country, of course, but it's convenient that he's local to me.
Yeah, we kind of have the same setup. And shameless plug, I guess I'll get my kudos for shouting out a sponsor. Slate Group's going to be here. Yeah, and they're based out of Lubbock, but they're really scaling up their production. They've just kind of doubled their warehouse space, and they work with people all across the country. So, and they do a really great job of kitting and shipping it all out for you. So they're great, and they'll be here. So check them out.
So I guess this is primarily for Texas Tech. Are your society members rolling contributions? So
Yeah.
they add up. Okay.
Yeah. No, they're not. No. So it's $1,000 annually. So
An annual.
$1,000 to $5,000 annually every single year. So
then do you recognize them for their total? Like when they get to 10,000?
nope.
No.
Nope. We don't
Keep
do
it.
it. Yep.
That's
Nope. Keep it going. Keep it going every year. So that's why we've never shifted to a lifetime option, is that we have about 2,000 people every year that just give us that same cash. So thanks.
I'm going to stick on the member box theme. What's your price point per box? And then, like, you sell yours, where does that revenue go? Does it go into your membership? Does it go into your operating? What do you do with that money?
So it's not a money maker for us is the way that we look at it, but we do make some money off of it. So we price it at $50, which I would say that usually I like to keep the products. I buy about 500 of each thing. I would like to keep the the price per box around that like $35 range, $30 to $35. We also include a $5 gift to our alumni association in the price of the box, and the box includes shipping. So the majority goes to our operating fund, and then the $5 gift goes to our Circle of Excellence Executive Directors Fund, we call it. So again, like not really a money maker, but we do make money. We also put the option to add an additional gift on the purchase form, which is great because people will give $200 just like that, just because it's there, which I think someone actually talked about in the session yesterday, how they've made a good amount of money just in their event registrations, putting that option. So I might bring that idea to maybe see if we can add it to more things, because it definitely helps raise some extra stuff during our spirit box.
I don't have a price point. We're still planning that out, so I'm not sure yet.
So for the Texas Tech, you had 2,000, 2,100, 2,000
Yep.
in the 1923 club. What's the take rate like on a breakfast, or what's the events that you have? You said that the take rate wasn't very high. I mean, what's a normal size event gathering for that group?
Yeah,
2,000.
it really just depends on where we're hosting it. When we're in DFW, we have the most. That's kind of our highest alumni base. So we usually have a pretty good turnout there, in a couple hundred people. But I think that our breakfasts are usually our biggest, and it honestly it just depends on the game and who the speaker is. So, and then and the hardest thing with football is the game times too. A lot of people don't want to show up for a 8 a.m. breakfast for a 7 o'clock kickoff, so that makes it difficult too. But we usually see anywhere from about 50 to 200 attendees at most of our regional events.
Any other questions? We've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
No? Okay. Well, thank you all again. Let's give them a round of applause, please. I'm going to awkwardly sit behind you so I can give you a gift. Surprise. There we go. Okay, so now I think we have a little break. We can, if you're gonna stay on the membership track, you'll return to this room at 10:20 for membership show and tell, I believe is what it is. So if you want to check out marketing materials, go, get a snack, drink water, help yourself. So thanks for coming. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you to our sponsors. Show our sponsors some love when we see them later. Thank you.